Hey guys, it is springtime, which means a lot of things, including muskrat season. And we are in a muskrat swamp with my father, the master beaver trapper, muskrat trapper. He's probably trapped muskrats for 3/4 of a century almost. And he's made this neat little float here that is cheap and easy to build and is strategic to actually connecting with the muskrats. The beauty of a float is instead of setting a muskrat trap on a hummock like this, in the spring the runoff comes up and down and the water changes, the depth changes so much that it's hard to maintain a good trap without it just floating and adjusting. So this is a device he's come up with that seems to take care of a lot of those things and can be set up pretty cheaply and easily.
So the answer is, we're doing just what Roger just talked about. We got a system to keep the trap at the level where the muskrat's swim is probably about 2 or 3 inches of water on his front feet and 3 or 4 inches on his back feet. Well, with the water going up and down in the springtime from everything, your trap is either sitting up on the bank or else it's under 1.5 feet of water. So we put it on this float, and the float goes up and down and up and down. And all it amounts to is somebody's invention, this is mine, on how to keep a trap from being washed off of the level, and that's what this little guard is for. Muskrat come up over, you ain't gonna want to have him grab a hold of it and pull it off, flop it into the water. So you got this little ridge. You don't want it to be a nails, because then the trap chain might catch on the nail. The objective is catch them front foot or back foot for this trap, because we got lots and lots of depth of water to drown them with. But the front foot is always the best for a water animal, because you got the weight of the trap towards his nose where he drowns with, and that puts him down, upside down. Back foot, then he's got a chance to get his nose up. They generally drown pretty effectively. Beaver too, any water animal, if they got their front foot. The only thing I've watched over time is you don't want a trap that's harder than average to set, because you might be doing this out of a canoe or a boat and you don't have the leverage, because you haven't got your knee to set the trap on, you haven't got a log, you're leaning over the side of the boat. Just be careful you don't get too complicated a trap to operate out of a boat.
So the key here is to have it so the thing will nestle, but will also slide off very easily once there's a muskrat in it. And a lot of systems where they just start climbing up, the first thing the muskrat grabs is the edge of the trap and they pull the trap right into the water. And you'll have a trap that's unsprung down in the water with no muskrat and a couple muskrat turds on your float.
Yep.
Which is embarrassing.
And so we put the whole rig in the water. I've already tied it off to this anchor here, be up and down with the water. Water wouldn't get this high, even if it did, it would upset your trap, but you wouldn't lose your trap. But if we set it into the swamp and put enough clutter up on top of it that a muskrat gets the idea that somebody else has been up there,
so that's the whole bait, is just a little bit of old weeds.
Well, the other aspect of the bait is this time of year, the muskrats have the same trouble we just described. Water levels up and down and up and down. And so they, once they find a spot, they build a little spot there that's in the sun. Not only going to be sun all day long, but it's in the sun most of the time. Make your anchor be a little bit upstream or upwind if you're on a pond, so that the anchor length controls that it's going to end up out in the middle somewhere. You might come here in the morning and find that the wind has pushed it back in the side, but it don't matter. Muskrat will find it. He's going to work this whole edge here. Come along, he'll find that, and he can climb up on some wiggly jiggly like this, or like this, or he can climb up on something that's solid, and it looks like somebody else has been there too. There's a little bit of evidence that a beaver was here last fall.
I think the other important thing is when you look at a bank, a shoreline where you want to set your muskrat trap, is to think about birds of prey are always on their mind. So thinking about a little bit of a bushy spot here, some sort of overhead, not in the wide open. That's not the kind of place they're going to climb up and feel comfortable. They'd be zooming through there, looking for more shade.
This whole thing for us, northern New York, is pretty much the last week or two of the season, because just less than a week ago this was all frozen. And there was muskrats, you could catch them, but you didn't have this free and easy system to catch them with that you do now for a little window of time here. You have weather that'll allow that they're going to be climbing. And like Roger says, the muskrat turds will be up as they climb up onto that. And any along here, if you found a big log angled out into the water, you'd find it where muskrats have been up on it.
One of the reasons we avoid the big logs that angle into the water is because those are also the ducks' favorite place to climb up too. And this does seem to be much more selective toward the muskrats. The location works. And you can build one pretty cheap and simple. You could build a dozen of these things with just
the price of a tank of chainsaw gas.
Yeah.
About all you got in it.
What do you think, guys? You want to check this in a couple of days, see if we got a muskrat? All right. You think we got a muskrat? Missing a trap on the float, guys.
Somebody hold on to my keys.
Oh boy. What do you think, guys?
That one.
You think maybe a muskrat climbed up on that little thing?
Yeah. Hopefully.
The water's going up.
Oh yeah. We've got one. Where is it?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, I see it. I see its paws. I see it.
What do you think? What do you
We
think?
have one. There it is. Yay! Ta-da!
Ta-da! Look at that, caught right in the front foot, just the way you want it.
Poor muskrat.
What do you think of that?
I knew we were gonna get one.
Look at that. The float set worked even though it rained and water went up 10 inches. What do you think, Lids?
Awesome. She's holding it.
Good job.
Is he still alive?
No, he's not alive. As soon as he gets in the trap, he goes in the water and he drowns. He's dead very quick. And now we're ready for another one. So, thank you guys for watching, and hope you learned something that might be helpful with muskrat float sets.
It's heavy.
It is a heavy one. And, you know, you can make one of those pretty easy, just a couple pieces of lumber. Saw that we use cedar just because it was more likely to stay more floating better.
Hey, it's
And,
snowing.
yeah, and here we are, April 2nd. Thank you for watching. Please check out on our channel. We've got all sorts of
In 2 days it's
fishing.
Easter.
Yes, we got fishing stuff. We got camping stuff.
And
We got-
Easter.
Hunting stuff.
We got Easter stuff.
Easter
Well,
stuff.
Fishing.
Yeah.
Because in 2 days it's Easter.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.